Fine. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's Tableau class. And hope we all got the short video that I sent last week too on having our Tableau installed and also the web page. And I sent the web pages where we can get that. Hope we're all ready for that. And I hope that our Tableau is open. If not, can we open our public Tableau that we install, and we should be on this page. Let me know if anyone has any issue with anything. So have we all opened our Tableau?
Yes, I have opened mine.
Anyone?
I've opened mine.
Cool.
Yes, I have.
All right, so we can continue. I've sent us a file today, and I've sent us what we're going to be looking at also today. And first of all, let me just So I just want to go over the story, what we'll be looking at today, to show us how. Yeah, so today we're having a data set, and we have different sales reps in different regions, and we're going to be looking at the sales, and at the end of the year we want to see which of the sales is ready. We should give the bonus, so we want to look at the best sales rep in each region. Now, let's say we get, these are the type of questions you kind of get in workplace. Did I do something? Yeah. These are the kind of questions that you get, like, okay, they give you a data set and they give you, then you are given something like this, okay, and then we want to see the best performing sales reps. So that's what we want to get now. But doing that, before we get to this final destination on who qualifies for the bonuses, we're going to be looking at what is Tableau, and because this is the first time that most of us are opening Tableau, so I will just give a little preview on what is Tableau and look at the UI, what has different buttons used for, and other things. You will understand better when we're using all those functionality in Tableau. So today is just, I'm starting from something very quite simple before we actually move to complex visualization. So it's just going to be only one visualization today, and maybe next week as well, before we start doing multiple and doing dashboards. So I've sent 3 data sets which are the same, because I've had previous issue with previous students. So I've done one, if people are on Mac, I've done usually this data, they had problem with Mac, to student with Mac laptop. So I've done a special data set, which is the same for the Mac student. You will see it Mac. So that's for anyone using a Mac laptop. The other 2 can be used by Windows or any other laptop that you are using. But the difference is, when we look at here, this is how we connect our data sets to Tableau. Because we're using public Tableau, we're a bit limited to what type of data set we can connect to. If you use the full licensed one, which is quite expensive, we have more connections here. We have about 60, 70 types of connection to SQL, to Python, anything you can name about it. But the basic thing that you will need, that even that is more than enough is connecting to Excel or CSV file or a PDF file or a JSON file. Okay, so if the Excel-ish data set that you want to use is an Excel file, like it's saved in an Excel format, you click on Microsoft Excel. That's if in Excel format. If it's in a CSV format, you choose a text file. So the choice is yours, whichever one you want to use as a window user. You can choose Excel if it's the Excel, the XML, or the CSV, you use a text file. For the Mac user, please use a text file because it's saved in CSV file. So I'll be using a text file. It's the same if I use an Excel file. So it's the same for me. I'll click on this and it will take you to wherever you have saved the file. You have to navigate to wherever you have downloaded the file to. So because and once you click on text file, it will only show you the files that are in text file normally. So I have 3 files here, but it's only showing me the ones in text file. If I have chosen Excel, you will see that I only see the Excel file. The other two is not showing. So I can also take an Excel file. I'll just click on this. It's still going to do the same. So whichever one you want to choose, you just choose it. So let me know when you have clicked on that and navigate to where you have downloaded, and we can continue once you are on this page.
I'm on the same page with you, sir.
Good. Is everyone on the same page as well?
I'm on the same page.
Yeah, I'm on
Okay.
the same page also.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said I'm on the same page too.
All right. So should I assume that everyone is on the same page? If there's someone, please let me know so we can continue. So automatically, it will show us like a preview of,
Sorry to interrupt you.
yes.
Yeah, I choose because I'm using a Mac.
Yeah.
So the B1 Office Supply Mac. Is that okay?
Sorry, yeah, that's why I said if you're using a Mac laptop, it's only for this lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, so just the one that I've named Mac with the CSV, that's the one you should choose.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you very much.
I think somebody was trying to say something. Hmm? Okay. So let me know the Mac user. Sorry, I can't see you, so because I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see your name, so pardon me. Just let me know if I can continue.
Yes, please.
Cool. So it just give us a preview of this is just a very simple data set, nothing complicated. So we have the order dates, we have the region, we have the rep name, we have item which they've sold, we have the unit, and we have the unit price. So because it's just one, and let me, so I just, I want to open the data set in Excel just to quickly give us, show us something. So this is the data set that we're using. So this is the workbook or whatever you want to call it. So for this one, we only have one tab. As I said, I'm starting very simple because we go from the foundation. We're going to be building our knowledge on what we're going to do today. So we'll be using what we are going to learn today every day, every time, and we'll be putting more visualization, different visualization. And we're only starting with one tab. There will be some time I will send you an Excel file which we're going to have 2, 3, 4 tabs. And when we upload that, we're going to have multiple tabs here, and we start going to do table joins. But that's for later part of the course, where we're going to do table joins. So where we have to join 2 or 3 tabs together. But for today, which is so good, we only have 1 tab. So we are not performing anything in this space. So we just go directly. You see a sheet here, it's called a worksheet. Click on that, and if you click on that, you will now, this is the UI where we're going to perform our magic, all the magics that will be performed. All right. So let me know when we are here. So just click on the sheet 1. That's all you have to do.
I'm there.
We are there, sir.
Good. All right. So before we start plotting or making any visualization, let me walk you through all what you are looking at here. It's not a problem if you don't get it immediately. Once we start playing around with it, once we start using it, you will understand it better. The most important part of, everything is important, don't misquote me, but what you'll be using every time, every day, when you're doing Tableau, you see this pane, you'll be using it a lot. This is when we'll be adding colors to our legend. This is when we'll be doing size, like we want to see our sales rep. For example, we want to see the size of our sales or margin profit. We look at the size. We want to do some labeling. We use the text. That's why I said, don't worry, we're going to use it. We're going to use field today and so on and so forth. So details, we'll talk about that, and tooltips. And also here, it's in default in automatic. You can decide to change your visual to like a bar chart, a line chart, area, a map, a text, whatever you want, but it's automatically in a default. So that's where it will be most of the time, in a default. So, and we have this something called sheet 1. So this is what I like about Tableau over Power BI. In Power BI, you don't have like worksheet or different, like, how do I want to say? Like different worksheets. You just have like, you can put different, in Tableau, one worksheet is for one visualization. You can't put 2 visualization here. It is 1 visualization per sheet. And how do you get another sheet? Let's say I've used this sheet, for example. I will just click on this. That's you see sheet 2. It means we are going to do, as I said, we're starting from the basic. We're going to do a visual, in one of the lessons, we're going to do 7 different visualization. 7. So we're going to be doing another 3, 4, 5, 6. And then once you are finished with your visualization that you want to do, you see that this one is a bit, if you look at this icon, it's a bit different from this. This is if you want another worksheet, you click sheet 4. This looks like a 4 square something, and this is where you merge all those sheets together. So this is what we call a dashboard. Are you getting it? So don't worry, we're going to get there. We're not doing dashboards today. So what I mean is, when we click on this, you can see all the visualization that you have done here, all the sheets will appear here. It means that you start, dropping. You are not performing any visualization here. You are only putting all those sheets together into one big visualization. And then you can start using filter to control all those visualization. we are going to get there, as I said. So with a little patience, I'm just telling us what all these different icons are. And this is like a storytelling. Sorry, this is another worksheet. This last one that looks like a book, you can see a new story. It means that the dashboard that we have here, we now put it here. We're going to do that as well. So this is the one that so when you are presenting to the stakeholders, because you have different worksheets, you're not going to be going from worksheet to worksheet. You just click on this like, in PowerPoint. You just like a story and you can start performing anything you want to do there. We're going to get there. So because we don't need all this, we are just going to delete them. So we're going to delete all this sheet 2, sheet 3, because we don't need them today. You just right click when you want to delete, right click and then you press delete. So that's it. And what is down here is the same thing as here, you can choose worksheet, new worksheet, for example. And then it's just the same thing, but this is a longer way, when you click here, a new worksheet, then you see sheet 2, it's just the same as clicking this. So that's why I said that it's just better if we use this than one. And the same for the dashboard story. Forget about the analysis for now, and we're going to do that, like formatting. Rather than coming here to format, we click on what we want to format. We're going to do some formatting today, and then we are going to see exactly how we are going to do that. Are we all okay?
Yeah, sorry, just a quick one, Taiwo.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sorry, because I lost the internet connection with you. Sorry, can you go back a step quickly to see how we got to this page, please? Just a minute.
Oh,
I
yeah,
lost
sure.
how you.
No
Yeah, I'm very
problem.
sure, please. Sorry.
So
I've attached the document, yes. So I've imported the exact document.
yeah, so you just click on so if you're using Excel, you click on this and you choose it. If it's CSV, you click on text file, and then when you see a new page, because I don't want to, you just click on sheet 1.
Sheet 1, okay. Let me see.
You get here.
Yeah.
You see the sheet 1 below the data. So for example, you just see when you are here, once you import your data, you're going to get sheet 1 here.
Okay, yes. Okay, so just to click on that sheet 1. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm at the same stage as that gentleman. Where do I get? I've got this page that you've got here, but under the tables, I don't have any information.
Under what table?
Under the tables, where it says tables on the left-hand side, where it says item, order, region. I don't have any of that.
Did you import your data set?
I downloaded the one that I opened the one that you put in the group, but I don't think I imported it. I don't know where to go to import it. I missed that bit.
So what I said is, when you open your Tableau, you will come to this page.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Whenever you open your Tableau, this is the first page. And I said this is where we connect our data. So if you're on Windows, you can use either of these two, but you have to specify if it's Excel. If it's saved in an Excel format, you choose Microsoft Excel, always. If it's in a CSV format, you choose a text file. And once you choose it, you press open, and then it comes it comes here.
Okay.
Here, and you'll be in this page. And once you're in this page, you just click sheet 1. And then you're going to have this.
Okay. Okay. So the one
And
that you put in our group, you sent it in all the formats because I only opened 2 of them because it said it was the same.
yeah, you should only the one you need, whichever one you need. It's all the same, but in different formats. You have the CSV format, you have the Excel format for Windows, and you have for people using Mac, which is the CSV format.
Okay.
Still confused?
I've just pressed something that it says office supply. Yeah, I think I got the Microsoft.
I think where did you save it
Sorry?
when you downloaded it? Did you save it?
I picked it from the Telegram desktop. I saved it in my thing on Telegram desktop, and I've opened it, but it just doesn't look like yours.
Can you share your screen so that you can put it?
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Sorry, did you say the CFA is for Microsoft?
No, CSV is for text file.
There's X, XLSL, and the CSV.
Yeah, Excel, that is the Excel, Microsoft Excel.
Oh, okay. So that's the first one.
Anyone still, are we all good? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, I'm good.
Everyone? So,
Yeah.
sorry, the lady, do you have this now?
I'm just because I'm watching from my tablet and then I'm copying what you're doing on my computer.
Yeah.
I have to sign in from my computer, which I'm doing now. I'm just joining, and then I can share my screen.
Okay. When you are on, let me know. I will always go back.
Okay, thank
All right.
you.
In progress.
So I will still come back just let me know when you are on, when you are logged in. So we should have this. So Tableau is not a bit, quite intelligent. So that's why we use Tableau. And it has divided our data set into 2 types of data set. If you look at the up one and the down one, where it's in numerical values are in the down one, which is the measure value. So that's what we call a measure value. And these ones are like a dimensional, like a categorical values, which we call dimensions. Dimensions are like region, date, like name of city, country, something that can be grouped into categories, genders, something with alphabetical orders. Let's just put it that way. So that's what we call a dimension values.
I'm ready.
So yeah, can you share your screen, please? Yeah, so click on sheet 1. Yeah, you have it. That's it on your left.
Sorry,
Or am I missing the question?
no, that's it. I didn't. press sheet 1.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. All right, so as I said, when you were logging on, always when you import your data from Tableau, you're always going to get two types of, it's going to be divided into two types of data. Numerical values, which will be down here. You can see it has like a hash sign. It shows that these are types like numerical values. And then we have these like alphabetical orders. That's what we call something we can categorize into categories. We call it dimension. So even if we go, I'll just go back one to show us. You can see it like unit and unit price, for example. You can see that it's like a numerical value, so it has put it under that, and the rest has put into a dimension. And this one is just saying count. It's always going to be there. We are going to use it later, this count, but we're not going to use it in the first few lecture. Count is the number of rows that we have in the data set. So we are going to use that a lot, and I will tell us why we use it. But for this lesson, we are not going to use it. So it's just telling us the number of rows that we have. So the first thing I want us to look at is when we get an information like this as a visualization expert, you may not be told, in fact, you won't be told what type of visualization you should run or do. It is up to you when you get what to present. A stakeholder will just tell you what they like to see. Like today now, with what we want is just, we want to see the highest salesperson. So it's up to you to come up with something nice for the stakeholders. So one thing I want to first show us before we start doing our visualization is, you see this show me here? Show me here is, when you click on it, it will give you some options of visualization. It's gray because we've not put anything here. If you just put your cursor here, it will tell you that you need one dimension, like just one dimension, which is, or you put like you want a pie chart, it tell you that I need one or more dimension or one or more measures. So you can do that. And just like this, I'm just showing us if you need a quick visualization, like, okay, what can I do with this data? You can have this show me. I barely use it because now I kind of have some few years of experience. So, but it would be very good to always check this. And it is like a trial and error. Like when you have a new data set, you play around with it and you want to look at what is the best visualization. And from your initiative, you will know that this visualization, I can't use it. We are going to do a few and see if we can use that visualization or not. So, and because we want to look at salesperson and their sales. So it means that we will need this and we will need the units. So what the unit of what they have sold. So when we can put rep, can put it here, for example, and we can just put units here. You see, it's giving us this. I just want to show us what we can do with that. And when we go to this show me, you can see that there are some of these gray now are now in are now clickable. So you think if you use a pie chart, let's say, does it really show like this entire view? Do you think this is a good visualization to show a stakeholder? Like, even I don't know what region James is, for example. James, this I think is not good. And if we look at this, I mean, this is suggestion from the show me, like, but play around with it. And this bubble shows that Richard has sold more units, 396, but we don't know what region. And Alex 281, or this tree map, as you can see, this is not really telling us so much. I mean, just play around with it. You can say this. Yeah, this is actually trying to say something now, but we don't, this is not what we are after, and not this. So we are not after this. But then, because I actually know what I'm doing, I will just put, I want to have in the column the sales rep persons. You can see that we have them now in the column. And then when we now put units, so this is a drag and drop. And anytime that you are not happy with, if you want to just close this, you just click on this. Anytime that you're not happy with what you have, you just go back and drag and drop. So that is it. So rep, you just drag it. We drag it into a column, and we drag unit into a row. As you can see, automatically we have a bar chart. This now is actually quite good to present. Like, okay, Richard is the best sales rep, and after that is Bill or that. Am I moving too fast, or are you actually okay with that?
Fine.
Okay.
Please feel free to stop me anytime. Really, like, feel free to stop me.
Sorry, my own show me. I don't know why it's not giving me the option of the.
No, this is not show me. No, you have to click on show me.
Yeah, I did, but it's not giving me. Is everything is still gray out? I don't know.
Yeah, because you've not selected any put rep. Okay.
Yeah, I've done that. I put rep in a column and a unit in row.
Let me share your screen then.
Okay. Share your screen. Let's see.
Don't waste time.
Are you sharing? Sorry, Wood asked that question. Do you want me to continue? Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's great because you've not chosen anything. Put rep in that region. You see all this measured value that you have, can you just push them aside? No. You see this CNT, office supply, some unit price, some units. Just drag them to the left. And you see this sum of unit. Click on that. Click on anyone. If actually you are doing two, that's why, because you can see that you have done multiple, what do I want to call it? Two-sided visualization. So you see all those columns, just remove them, please. All those rep, some unit, some unit, some unit. No, on those columns and row. Just drag them away. All of them, please. You can see. So now you have a clean Tableau. Now put rep in the column, please. No.
Let's take them off again. Take everything
No.
off.
Can I have control, please?
Measure value is always on. I don't know.
Okay, so you see on this side here, you have done double measurement, like even filter, we don't need filter. Please just do whatever I do rather than, I understand that when after the lesson, you can play around with it. Then you can see, no, sorry. So what I did was put what's going on.
Seems to be having the measure automatically.
Yes, measure value, which we are not using.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Mm.
Let me see if we go to another sheet, maybe we have the same issue.
It's actually on sheet
When,
2.
when you move the rep, the measure value
Let's try sheet 1.
automatically
Sorry.
Yeah,
highlights.
yeah. So just remove the measure value and then we put unit. But why is your measure value always moving? Yeah, so this is where we are now. And when you click on this, you can see that your show me is not gray. But I think the quick fix to this is just remove your measured value whenever you perform an action. Because we're going to do like region here. You see, measured value again. So just remove measure value every time okay? Because we're not going to use it. Mr. Femi. Okay, did you hear me?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, so I think every time you perform an action, which I don't know why, you always have measured value moving as well. So if you just have to remove it. What I'm saying is if you put region here, let's say you see now.
Yeah.
You see
Still
that we
confirm
have
with it.
measured
Yeah, okay.
value. You just have to remove measured value.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are not using filters today, so just remove this from that.
And please, it's on sheet 2. Does that matter? It's on, I don't know.
No, you
Sheet
can,
1.
can do
Okay.
the same. We just
Okay.
we are going to give the sheet a name, so it doesn't matter if it's sheet 1 or sheet 2.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, I will leave you to perform that yourself so that you
Okay,
can
thank
learn more. Yeah, so every time just remove the measured value. I don't know why that's happening or what has been done, but
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
yes.
I've stopped the sharing.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sharing now. So yeah, so we put our rep in the column, and then we are looking at the units because we want to look at the best-selling salesperson in that. And so we, as I said, we want to look at the best salesperson in each region. It means that, so you need to look at the details. I mean, like you need to look at, when you get something like this, you need to pay attention and look at every details. And have I finished? Is it what I'm supposed to be, what is supposed to be done? What you have done now looks like it's been finished. Like we said in each region. And this visualization is just showing everybody in a bar chart. Which region is Richard? Is Richard and Evan Smith in the same region? Or Richard and James, are they in the same region? We don't know, but we're about to find out. That is why Tableau is also very powerful. We can now put, we fuse rep as a column. We can also use region as a column as well. So because we want in each region now, we're going to put, and we have to be careful where we put a region, where in the position we put it. And I'll tell us how, not just for this visualization, anytime you have to put 2 or 3 dimension or measured value on either on a column or a row, what is the chronological order that we have to use, or the rules? So if I put region here, that's where I'm supposed to put it in the column. You can see that it has given me what I want. If you look down, you can see that it's not telling me that Thomas is in west, Susan is in east, Smith is in central, and Richard is in east. But if you look at it, it's very kind of hard for me to now start, okay, putting east. This is east, 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 or west and west, central. They are not put together. This is because we have put rep before region. And why is that? We cannot have a rep without having a region. So what do I mean by that? To have a rep, you must have a region. So region is the biggest hierarchy. So it's like you cannot put a city before country. We cannot put a town before city. It's like saying Nigeria, we cannot put, let's say, Ondo State before Nigeria. We need to put Nigeria, which is the country, we put Ondo State, and then we put Akure. Sorry for using that example, that's my hometown. So that's how this is. Although you may think that, okay, region and rep are not like that example, but to put somebody, for me to go and work in London, you have to put They must be London for me to go there. Do we understand that? Or do you want me to come again?
Yes, I understand that.
Sorry?
Perfectly understood.
Yeah.
All right. So there must be a region for me to go, but a region doesn't need a representative. So that's why we are not going to put this rep, we're just going to put it behind region. Now you can now say that it has now divided it perfectly now. We have West, we have 2 people in West. East, we have Nick, Richard, and Susan. Central, now we have the Bill, Morgan, Rachel, and Smith. Did you see what has changed now? You can now see it has now grouped them into regions, those sales reps into this. So all the sales reps in Central has been grouped to Central. All those in East has been grouped to East. And all those that have been grouped to West, before we had them scattered because the way the position that we have put this. Let me do it again. You can see if I put region, you can see that we just have it scattered. East. It has grouped the sales reps into different regions, but it has not grouped them together because the way we have placed it. Always place the highest hierarchy first before to the lowest. So just are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
So to our last question now, before we start formatting, we're still going to do a lot of formatting, but to answer the last question. So now we want to show, this is a visualization we want to show. We will now qualify for bonus for each of the region. So this is our visualization. So for East now, it's Richard. Have we answered our question now?
Yes.
Yes. No, if not.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's why I've brought this example, this visualization. So part of our job as well is to be able to do some calculations. We are going to do a very simple very important but very simple calculation, which we are going to do a lot of calculation in Tableau, and it's part of our job requirement, and nobody's actually going. I purposely removed a column from this visualization. Okay, let me say Mr. Femi and Mr. Ayodeji. Those are the 2 names. There are 2 sales reps in London. Mr. Femi sells pens, like stationery, he sells pens. He sells 200 units of pen. And Mr. Adedeji sells a TV set. He sold 2 TV. He sold 2 units. And Mr. Femi has sold 200 units. What this visualization is showing us is the unit, not the total sales. It's the unit of what they have sold. And a pen is sold at, let's say, £1 per pen. So Mr. Femi has sold £200 worth of sales. And somebody with sold 2 units of TV, maybe one TV costs £500, and has sold 1,000 worth of TV. Are we getting the analogy now?
Yeah.
What you are saying is unit. Look, this is unit. So unit is not telling us anything about sales. You can sell 1 million units of sweet, and you may not make a lot of sales compared to somebody who is selling a bag of rice, like 10 bags of rice at 20 pounds. So who can tell me what calculation, I mean, not how to do it, what am I going to calculate here to get my total sales?
I guess we multiply the units by the cost unit price.
Yes.
But we don't know, like, what if there's, also profit? I don't know.
Sorry?
I said that's not also how to calculate profit, but I don't know. Yeah.
No, we're not calculating profit, we're calculating total sales. Yeah, profit is the total sales minus cost.
That should be unit times unit price multiplied by.
Yes, that's what we are going to do. And I'm going to show you how to do that in Tableau. Is in Excel, you just say, you just write a formula equals, then you click on unit, that cell times that cell, and then you now just put it and scroll down,
I
and
replicate it.
then you get the unit price. I've removed that. Because there are some times that maybe the salespeople will not have time to perform those actions. And you just need to be alert that, oh, this is not what I need. I need more information. And you should be able to calculate that without sending it back to the salesperson that, okay, I don't have the total sales. So how do we calculate? How do we do a calculation? And sorry, before I move on, when I moved unit here, in Tableau, the default is sum. That means it's summing the whole total number of units that we are selling. Okay. If you want to change it, you can change it. We can click here. You see measured. You can click on average. If it's average you want, you click on if it's media. So depending on what is being asked of you. We're going to use this a lot. We're going to do a lot of quick table calculations a lot. Or you want to do count distinct. You will be doing all this in SQL, count and count distinct. But the default for Tableau, sorry. And we're going to be doing max min later on. But the default for Tableau is sum. So every time you put like a unit or something, it gives you the sum. It is up to you to change it to whatever aggregate function you want. If you want min, max, sum, average, count distinct, for whatever you want. But we want sum, so that's why I've left it as sum. I forgot to tell us that. So to calculate the total sales, you see, just right click on this, just right click. We are now going to say create calculated field. So what I just did is right click on your laptop and click on that, and that's it. We'll give this calculation a name. We'll say total sales. You can give it any name you want. As you've told me, is unit price multiplied by unit. All you just have to do is drag unit price. You can drag any one first. It doesn't matter which one you're dragging first. Unit price here. Then you write your Control-Shift-8. So the star is multiplication table, just like in SQL you are going to be doing, and you drag units. You can see where it says the calculation contains error. It means that you need something else. You put units. You say calculation is valid. Are we okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we click apply and OK. You can see that it has added something here. And you see that there is an equal sign in front of it. Equal sign is saying that this is a calculated field. I made a calculation. I've put that myself. So now this is what we need to use here. And when we look at it, let's look at, you see Richard is it seems as if Richard is the highest salesperson in East. Let's now say if that's true. You now use the total sales. You just drag total sales and put it here. You can see that now Susan is now the highest salesperson. You see that it has changed. You say, now you've answered the question. The highest selling person that made more money in terms of revenue, total revenue now. Are we here now? Did we get that?
I think the one that's actually leading is Matthew.
The one that what?
The one that's leading is Matthew, not Susan.
No. Matthew is for, if you look at the question, each region, we want to give the best selling salesperson in each region, not all together. So Matthew is for Central. Susan is for East.
Okay, yeah.
But if you, before, Richard was the highest in terms of unit. That's what, if you look at it, when we did unit, you can see Richard. And you can even see that Matthew was not even the highest selling person in Central. It was Bill for Central. And for East, it was Richard. I think James was still the highest, but when we now use the proper measures that we're supposed to look for, you can now see that Matthew has overtaken Bill when we use the calculated field that we created. And Richard is no more the highest, is now Susan. Although James is still, but it has kind of, Thomas has closed the gap on him. Are we okay? Do
Yeah,
we
we're
understand to where we are? So
Yeah.
the question has been answered.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have any question?
Please, can I ask a question?
Yes,
My
please.
question, so just for my understanding, so basically, Richard sold more, but Susan sold more expensive stuff, right?
Yes,
that-
in terms of units, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You know, it's so easy to just use that unit and then you give it to the salespeople and there's going to be an error. Oh, sorry, this is not what it should be. Total sales and blah blah. I just wanted to show us how to calculate any field. We are going to be calculating margin profit margin in later lectures as well. So it's the same way that we're going to do it, like right click, create this. All this we are going to create parameters, those are for later. Calculate this, then we are going to calculate profit margin where we are going to be dividing total sales over cost. So now we have finished, we have answered the question. James is officially the best in West, Susan is the best in East, and Matt is the best in Central. Can we say we can present this to the stakeholder. Although this is the answer, you've answered them. It's easy to say, okay, yeah, I can go on. Can we say that? Or do you think this is nice enough?
This is not bad, but we can also still add some colors, additional details too.
What do you think we can improve here?
On this particular graph, I like the ones that are maybe with the different colors, the one that with the most sales.
All right.
Say Matthew now, we highlight maybe yellow.
Yeah.
And yeah, the ones with the most sales, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, you are saying color. We're going to use color. What about, okay, somebody wants to say something before, maybe. You have any other idea that?
The colors to me should be with the different regions.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to talk about that.
Person from that region.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yes, thank you. But there's also something missing.
We might want to put the date, the values.
Exactly. We want to put how much they've actually, like, you know, instead of the stakeholders now looking, instead of them using their eyes to see, okay, you know, if I put it here, I know Matthew sold 3,109. Is it in pounds? Is it in dollar? Is it in naira? I don't know. So we want to put all those details in it. So this is where we start to use, you know, this, our precious functionality. So someone has given us an idea to use region as our, but before I use region, someone also said we should use the salespeople. Let's first use rep. So let's create a legend. Legend, it means that in a category, we can create different colors. So let's say we put our rep, we just drag the rep inside this color here. You see, we have a very nice visualization, as simple as that. It's nice, it's easy, but I think this is too much. And we have, so there's a time that you might use in a lot of colors, but for now, when we have something else, we can actually use for the color, which is the region, which we have only 3 regions, because it's too, I don't want to say, it's actually a lot to wrap our heads around. Okay, Matt is the orange, Morgan is the green. So we just remove region and then we put, sorry, rep. Let's put region and say what we change inside the color. You can see this is much better. So we have differentiate each region with color. We have put central to be blue. We have put east to be orange and this to be red. If you don't like your color, you can go here, edit color, and you just click on central, assign palette, sorry, click on central, okay, I want green, and apply. Green, apply. So this is how you change whatever color you want. So what I just did was you go into the legend here. Actually, for me, you can leave it here, but I love putting all my, yeah, just put, you just drag it. So I have my visualization here. I have everything on this. So click on this drop down and then east, you can put any color, apply, and that's how it is. Apply. Are we okay?
Yes.
Yes. So Also, for label, I don't think we need label today, but because we already have rep and we already have central and region here, and their names are here. We don't normally, if we put rep in label here, it will show their names, you can see, but we don't need to do it twice. I just want to show us what label means in this. If you put it, so we don't need to do that, just remove it. Or you put region in label, we don't need to be doing central. We already have it here. So we will not be using region labels today. And because we're not doing size is like in bubble. Yes?
Sorry, can I ask a question? I was going to ask, so it's not possible to like give a particular like color within like maybe like for example within central now you just want a particular graph or a particular bar to be a certain color. You can't do that.
A particular bar.
Let's say for example, now when everything was like totally blue, right?
Yes.
And you wanted to say, okay, you want the lowest sales person to be yellow, like completely, like in every group. You can't do that.
I don't think we can do that. I've never tried it. But if you are going to do that, you just have to do the whole, because it's the same data set. So I cannot pinpoint each name. For example, like make Matt is different color from Bill. Well, I think this is a very good, what we have now is that you distinguish the regions with different colors. I think is the best. So normally when you see green and you look at, oh, this is central, you don't even need to look at here. East is blue and west is that.
Thank you.
So the next is we want to format where we put their like how much they've made, and we just put total sales. We put it to details. Is it details or label? Let me see. No. Sorry, we're going to use label. We put total sales into label. You can see it will now put how much total sales each of them has done. Any questions? Are we still on the same page? Are you still with me?
Yes, we are, sir.
Yes, we are.
Yes. So, yes. Please pay attention a bit here. Sorry, did somebody say need help? Sorry?
How do you get the figures again for each of the sales? The digits.
The digits. What happened to them?
How did you come across it again?
How did we get this?
Yeah.
It's simple. You use your total sales and put it to label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Any question?
If I want the total sales figures to correspond exactly to the ones to the top at the top of the bars, how do I do that?
How do you mean? Come again?
So you know the total fields, total sales is in hundreds. So if I want it to correspond exactly to the one at the top,
yeah, we're going to do that here. We're going to do that here. So if you click on here, it will be like you will get this shade, and you right click. You see edit axis. Are we there? So that's how to edit an axis. So you click on that to highlight it and you right click. So I just clicked on it once on any one and then right click and then you edit axis. All right. So tick mark, you click on tick mark, for example, here, and then you say fix. And I want mine in 500s. So that's the interval that I want it. If you look at it, 501. So whatever interval you want, if you want 200, if you want 300, whichever intervals you want it. I just think 500 is okay. So if you want me to, and then just cancel. So what I did was click here, right click, edit, tick marks, and you have to click on fixed. And then you click on what intervals. So the tick intervals, so that's intervals of 500s. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
So, and we want to put our currency in front of this. So we need to show what currency we're dealing with. Maybe we need to make this bold, or we want to change the format. So just we right click on this, like the whole pane anywhere, and you see format. So you see we have a field here. So let's say we want to format anything in this open field. We look at the worksheet. So let's say we want 12. You see that it has increased. So let's put it to 10. And then we want it bold. You click on bold, you can see everything is in bold now. Are we okay? And even if you want to, yeah.
Sorry, can you run through that again?
Yeah. So I just right click on anywhere, format, and it should automatically be fields. And then anything we do here will affect the whole worksheet because you can see worksheets. So like if I want to make this total sales, if I want to change the color from black, let's say red, you just choose it here. You can see green, whatever color. I mean, black is the most suitable anyway. So, and everything will change because we're targeting the whole worksheet. So I will still go for black. And then we want to put a percentage sign here. So that's a bit different. We need to go, you see this drop down in fields? We need to click on it. And then we have to choose sum total. Don't worry about these rows and columns. We are going to deal with them later. But stay with me. The fields, what we want to target is total sales. And when we right click, if you are on axis, please go to pane. Okay, so make sure that you are on pane. For example, maybe when you click on this field icon and you choose sum of total and you get this, click on panes. And then you will see, you go to numbers. We don't want numbers, we want currency. And we go to currency custom because we want to customize our currency. As you can see, automatically, because I've put pounds, you can change it to, if you want it in dollars, you can just choose whatever currency you want, or euro, or anything. That's we're in UK. And then I want 0 decimal places. So I just put 0. And that's how it's done. So any format you want to put it. So that's how it's done. Any question?
So did you say you right click and do
Yeah.
you say you right did you say you right
Right click here. Like it doesn't have to be here, it can be here. But within can be here. Format. And then we did all this whole sheet by going to worksheet. You can choose whatever you want here, like black or and bold. And after once you have done, then we want to target some total sales. We click on that and make sure that we're on pane, not on axis. The axis is for this. If you change the font.
so what's different between axis and plane? Is it like the X and Y axis?
Yeah, like now that I'm on the axis, you can see that if I do anything, it's going to affect the total sales axis here. Like if I choose, you can see that this is red. So this is what it means axis. You can see. None of this is affected here. But we go back to black. Then that's why I said you should choose pane. Then we will get, because we've already done this in the worksheet. That's why we don't need to do that again. Then we go to numbers, we go to currency custom. Here you can, if it's only numbers, you can do your number custom. If it's percentage sign, we go to do some percentage later. We're also going to come here and choose this because we're working on currency. Sorry?
Why is not crying again?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you come again, please?
Sorry.
All right. So yeah, that's it. That's how we get this. Is everyone clear? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, we are here.
You know, for currency, why did you pick custom rather than the other one?
Yeah, because we want to customize it.
So what would the other one do?
Standard. You say you can custom it, and you don't want you can't perform any. You can't say I want 0 decimal point. I don't want any decimal points. So that's the standard.
Okay.
Usually, which like custom when and now okay, I want 0 decimal places.
Okay. Thank you.
I've been
Yes.
trying to change the prefix. I've been trying to change the currency.
Sorry?
I've been trying to change the currency.
Yeah, you change the currency here. You change it on your laptop, like dollar is shift 4. If you're using euro, you just click on euro there. And if you want it in thousands, like you just click 1,000. We're not into million, but but just any units you want it will give it to you. But because it's not big, like if you have like large, like 500,000, like 1 million, you can use this unit. But because of 30,000, I don't think That's why we put it to none. I mean, this is okay. Everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good, good, good. So, actually, that's all. That's how we view the visualization. That's how we make a color. We're going to be doing more of this, so with more practice. And before the next class, it's good if we practice this on our own, get familiar with drag and drop. It's just drag and drop and doing some other things. And we're going to be using this in our next class and details and every other thing. And this is very ready to be presented to the stakeholders. Quite nice, neat, easy, and yeah. Next soon we'll be using filters and pages, what we use them for and everything. So when we finish now, it's a good time to save our data set. But because we're using public Tableau, we can't save to our hard drive, we can't save to our computer. That's the only downside to having public Tableau. But we can save inside where we have signed up, the Tableau that we signed up to that I told us. So when we click File, Save to Public Tableau As, it's going to bring you to your sign-in page. Whichever email you have used, you type it. Then you put your password that you use, and then you click Sign In. You say, oh, sorry. It says I forgot to give it to I'll just say sales. Now I've signed in, I will just say save, and it will go inside. It's publishing into, it's on my other, so you can see this is what we just did now. It will save it here. You may not see it immediately when we go here. It takes about few minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. When you go here, sometimes it's immediate. But if you don't see it, this is it now. What?
Sorry, I thought you said we should create an account first.
Yeah, that's why I said you should create an account. You should have created an account. So when you went to File, Save As, it's going to ask for your account details.
I think I installed a trial version, so I don't have that.
I sent a video. I took my time to send us a video.
I would,
Yes, the trial version
that.
expires. Why have not told us to do trial version? Because it expires after 14 days. And after 14 days, what are you going to do? You will not have access to everything you have done.
Well, you said in the video that you were going to send us a link.
I sent the link. I sent it.
Oh.
I sent the videos and I sent 2 links. One link is to download install public Tableau, and one link is to get this page.
No problem. I'll just redo what we have done. And
No, I'm just saying that's why I didn't bother for us to have this trial version, because it's quite expensive. If you have the money, it's very fine. Did any of us miss the video that I sent?
But would employers be able to access your Tableau profile?
Yes, that's the reason why. Employers can see it, but they can't edit it. Only you can have. So I'm going to. I've seen the video that I sent to the group again. I can resend it on the site again for us to go. So you will copy this URL and put it on your CV. Anyone can have access to it. Look at what you have done, but nobody can. And the numbers of view, you can see it when they view it, so you know that people have been viewing it. But nobody can edit it. They can't edit your work. Only you can edit your work. They only have a view access. That's it. Which all the visualization we are going to do, we are going to store it here. And also try to do other visualization in your own time and store it there to show your employer your skills. Yeah.
Sorry, is it possible to resend the link for the creation of the account, please?
Yeah. Because I will do that. I sent it on 22nd of June. I sent 2 videos. I will resend it to us and the 2 links for each. Maybe I should pin it. So I pin the videos. So yes.
Xavier here. If we need to do the visualization ourselves, do you have to like give us an idea of how we can get the data source to do it, like online or something?
I can provide you data source which you can work on your own, because that's actually your project. So I'm showing you how to use Tableau, but you shouldn't limit to just the visualization we are going to do together. I can give you different data set, and it's you to start, okay, let me start having, you create a visualization with your own idea. That's how you start to learn and you start to get it. So I will send us some different data sets, okay? And you have some YouTubes that, okay, maybe how can I do this or that? I can give us like Airbnb or COVID. So there's so many data sets I will send to us. You can have your pick, choose which one you want, practice on it, and yeah. So did you see my pin? I've pinned it to the group, so you can always have access to it. Is that okay?
Yeah. I was going to ask you something real quick. I was speaking with GD and I was asking him some questions. So he was talking about one can play with data that has to do with our presenting. And so I was just wondering, like, is there like an easier way to collect data from like Azure DevOps rather than writing it out manually?
Collecting data.
Let's say for example in my group now we have like a couple of BAs that worked on certain projects that wrote stories. Now all of them might not write the same amount of stories. Let's say I want to get like the amount of people that wrote, like the people that wrote did this amount of get the data on people that did based on the amount of stories they written, and maybe from the keywords to based on amount of testing they did and things like that. Like, do I have to write it manually, or there's another way of getting like such data?
From my own experience,
yeah,
when you are employed, you are given a data set. So you are not going to be creating any data set. You will never create a data set because a company has billions of data. So don't have it in mind that you are going to create. How many data set you want to create manually? Unless you want to create like maybe 5 columns and 10 lines of rows.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah, you can. But whether in SQL or you will have the company as their data source, people like, for example, do you want to start manually inputting data set in Hasda? product. Do you know how many products they sell? Even in wines alone or in biscuit. Do you know how many type of biscuit they sell? So the way they collect their data is in an automated way. Like when they are scanning this, as they scan, it's going inside the storage. Maybe they're using data lake in Azure or SQL. So as they scan it, like all those things, it's going to their database. And all they have to give you is the access to the database or like in an Excel format and then you connect to Tableau. But you will never be creating a database yourself or inputting database yourself, never. So don't even sweat on that or have any idea on that, please.
Thank you.
So every visualization that we'll be doing, we just, file, save as public, and it's saved to your public Tableau. So when we make a dashboard, it's going to be the same as well. So this just shows potential employers. So this is how you create your project file for employers to see what you can do. And it's like, it makes you more visible. You see that now, even when you apply for work, they ask you for website. Do you have a website? Do you have something? Even if it's blog, something you write about visualization things. Are you into tech? So this Tableau Public actually is a good way to get yourself out there. So please, let's try to, if we have not signed up, let's sign up. And it's just simple. If it's your first time, like save as. Because I've already opened it, you saw it will bring out your username and your password. Like put your username, your password, and it will go there straight. And once you say save, that's it. It's saved to that. And the last thing is we want to change the name of our sheet from sheet 1. We just double click and say sales representative. And you see that it automatically changes here as well. And we can do a bit formatting here if we click on this drop down, edit title, we can sheet name, highlight that. You can change the font. You can say Tableau bold. We can maybe give it 20, apply. You can say, okay. Just this drop down and edit. And this rep, this rep and region, we don't need it. Just right click on it and say hide. That's it. And we have our visualization.
So how did you come across the sales that sells the one on the top? How did you get that?
Yeah, I just named this. I told you, just if you name it here, double click here, whatever you write here, we show here.
Double click where, sorry?
On the sheet 1, you rename your sheet.
Oh, okay.
Any name, it automatically comes here. And then you can just format it, right click, edit, just highlight it. You can change any format you want. Let's see what this will give us. Play around with it. Yeah. If you want any other color, you can choose it, apply. You can see bold, whatever just your preference. Yeah. Apply. So click apply. Yeah. And that's it. Anything to add today? Any question? Any contributions?
So when do we get to use animations? You mean what? I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's this graph you do animations with.
Sorry?
You know, when do we get to use animations? You know, that visualization, there's always animation just moving around.
Yeah, that is much later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are going to do that. We are going to do animation where it just rather than having a still visualization, you have a visualization that are moving. So, but that is, I think, the last topic because there's a lot of things we need to cover to get to that advanced level. It may seem as if this is a very simple bar chart, but you can see that the formatting, which we're going to be using, the color, the label, how to do things, and not. So we'll be doing that a lot. Any questions?
Yeah, I had two questions. Thank you so much, first of all, for guiding us through that.
No problem.
The first question was, I remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, in one of our first few meetings, you said you were going to hand us like homeworks or something to do like during the week and come back to. Would that be part of like the data you'll be sending to us to practice on?
Yes. So it will be part of what, when you're having your sprint meeting, that's part of what you are going to be doing. You understand?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
so it's part of your project because we're actually kind of building, I'm showing you how to use Tableau, but you still need to practice much more. And that's by giving you projects to go and work on. So that's like, it's like we're in a work environment where we will have like a sprint meeting. Okay, before next week, try to do a visualization. Feel free to send me the visualization. I can say, okay, maybe you can do this better, you can do that better. I may not have time to say, okay, submit that, but anyone that send it to me, I will definitely have a look at it and send it back to you that, okay, that's good, maybe you can do this better. Because that's for your own, because I have another topic I'm going to teach you next week. Then I'm going to give you, maybe I'm just going to give you a lot of data sets. You can be choosing what data set to work on. So different people can work on different data set that you wish to work on. It doesn't have to be on the same one. Like maybe I'll send 2 or 3 tomorrow. You choose which one you want to work on. Maybe if you have done something, show me. And if we have to jump on a call, I will give you a Teams ID, jump on a call, and I can just tell you, okay, this can be done better, like guide you through it. That's how we are going to learn faster. And what was your second question?
Actually, I think I combined two of my questions in one, but thank you so much.
Oh, did I answer both questions?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You
Yes.
You know the data set you want to send us? Will
Yes.
it come with a question like we had today?
No, it won't come with question. If it has to come with question, then it will take me longer because the data set I need to actually look at it, practice it, because I'm just going to download it from somewhere and send it. But if you actually want me to give you that means I'll give you one data set for all of you to do with a question, if that's what you want, rather than just giving you a lot of data set and you have to choose which one to work on.
Yeah, just
I,
send a lot, please.
I don't know what the other team members like, but because when I thought we had already finished our visualization and then we hadn't because we calculated the total sales. So I want to be practicing things like that so that I can get them right.
Oh, okay. All right. So I will have to have a study. Maybe it will take me because I'm be busy tomorrow. Maybe by Friday, I will send us a data set which you will work on with a question like, okay, this is a data set of COVID. I want to know what this, like maybe give us one calculation inside, and
Yeah.
maybe I can give us a hint that you need to perform so calculation. Okay, that's a good suggestion. And rather than just giving you a dump of different data, I can guide us with a, like as I giving a question today that we have answered. So I think I will do that.
Thank you.
If everybody agrees on that.
Yes, I believe that you can do that and also give us a couple of data to just
All right, yes, I can give us a data set and I'll say, okay, for this particular data set, this is a question if anyone wants to practice it.
Yeah, there's a question I want to ask, please. So I was going to ask, if can one import more than one data set into
Yes, and we are going to do that. Well, that's when we do data blending. We are going to import 3 or 4, is it 3 or 4 different Excel sheets? Because I'm going to teach us, I'm going to do one data joining data, and what is different between the next topic will be data blending. Yes.
Thank you.
So will that be all? Yeah. Let me, if anyone's having any problem with installation or signing up, you can let me just send me a message and what the problem is, and I will try to help.
I have a question here. Could you please, I didn't get what you said regarding, you see with the Tableau public, after the 30 days trial, or you made a mention of something.
No. That's the full Tableau. So the full Tableau, you have a 14 days trial with a full Tableau, which you can use. But after 14 days, you will not have access to it or anything you have done. But with a public Tableau, you can have it forever.
Okay, I see.
So that's why I've not mentioned installing the main Tableau. It's the same. Everything you can do here. The only thing that you can't save this work that you have done on your hard disk. But you can save it to public Tableau. That your profile, to your profile.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? All right, then we shall call it a night and expect some data set from me, and yeah. And happy analyzing. Hope we're not too tired. And I hope it's not a lot. I mean, this is just the easiest we are going to do.
Thank you very much.
So you just what data analysts do? So just pretty much just use Tableau and is it SQL?
Yes. There's a place I worked before.
Okay.
Although we were two in a team, but I was doing the SQL and the other guy was just building dashboard. That was it.
So we're gonna get free building dashboard in this course, right?
You will hardly be doing both, although you will see them asking for everything, but you'll hardly be doing both, honestly, trust me.
Okay.
Because the workload will be too much. Not workload, I just think it's not fair. You're doing the SQL part and then somebody is doing the Tableau, or you are doing both when there can be division, or doing Tableau, Power BI, and SQL. So depending.
So just pretty much just familiarize yourself with just probably Tableau or
It's good if you
SQL.
know everything, but I'm just saying that you will not be doing SQL and Tableau and Python at the same time. Never. Not from my experience anyway.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Thank you.
So like this is a reporting, somebody will do like SQL, will generate, let me show. So this, I was teaching some SQL yesterday. So let's say this output, right, that you are saying is what we want to I've created this SQL. That's my job is done. I'll just say export, and then I will export it and send to the guy who is going to do the visualization. Do you understand? And does the visualization. That's it. So that's the type of division. So somebody will do it, I will export it, I will save it somewhere, you go and pick it up, and then it does the visualization. Are you going to do Power BI as well in the course, or just SQL and Tableau?
We're not sure. We don't know yet.
Don't you have your what is it called? Curriculum, like Excel, like your timetable.
I think the
It's not
timetable
complete.
is only via sprints. It's not the whole program.
Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah. So that's Tableau. Thank you for your attention today. Hopefully I will see you next week, all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Good